Mhm. Hi, everybody. So today we're going to talk about what would I do if I only had $1,000? Should I pay my credit cards or should I pay collections first? I see a lot of people come into money and they like, oh my gosh, what should I do? If it was me, y'all, I am going to put my money on my credit cards. Okay, I'm gonna put my money on my credit cards. I'm not gonna pay these collection companies. I will ask them for validation, and a lot of times they can't give you the documents. If they refuse to give me the documents, I will sue them. Okay. So I would not be trying to put money on, these collection companies. I'll be putting all of my money towards my actual credit cards. Now, I will be making sure too that I put my money on the credit card that's going to report the soonest, especially if I want my credit score to go up the fastest. If I don't care about my credit score going up, I know I came across $1,000. I want to put it on something. I would just put it on whichever one going is basically charging me the most, or if I'm over the limit on one, I'll be putting my money on that first. But if I really care about my credit score, I wouldn't care about all the other stuff. I'll be putting it on the one that's going to report the soonest, so I can get my credit score to go up the fastest. Okay, so a lot of people think, oh, let me just pay off this collection. Let me figure this out, y'all. Y'all need to understand debt validation and make sure that these companies are giving you the correct documents and moving on. And if they don't, sue them. I have my suing to win book up here. Y'all should be able to sue that. Y'all should be able to see that. Y'all should be able to get y'all books down below too. It's a huge sale going on right now, so y'all can take advantage of it, so y'all can know how to sue these collection companies. But that's what I would do. I sued two collection companies, and then my last lawsuit, I also sued the credit bureau. So I'm not going to be thinking, oh, let me just pay this collection company, because I know that they're not going to have the documents that I need them to have, or the documents that to me will require that I will want to go ahead and pay them because they got me tied up. And so I will put all my money on the credit cards, period. All right. So I have some questions that I want to go through in regards to this topic. I'll make sure I ask people that's a part of like my membership if they have any questions in regards to this topic so that I can answer it while they live, and then when they get off work, they can watch it. They can watch it. So if y'all have any questions, definitely make sure you guys put this stuff down below. So somebody said, if I have $1,000, should I pay my credit cards or collection first? Definitely them credit cards. Y'all need to do debt validation when it comes down to these collection companies. They do not have the correct documents. And if they don't give you the correct documents, if it was me, I would be suing them. I would not be giving them money. I even had people where I helped them actually sue collection companies, and the collection companies gave them a check from suing them. So I'm not going to pay them when I know, okay, this collection company can pay. Like, I'm not going to do that. Okay. So that's kind of how I look at it with that. Those credit cards that you have, put that money on your credit cards. And if you mess around and sue, take the money you get from suing. You can put that on the other credit cards. You can put that towards paying off your car. You can put that towards a down payment on your house. You can put that towards your mortgage. So you can pay it down faster, whatever you want to put it towards. But I'm not going to put my money on a collection company when I know I can sue that collection company and get them to actually give me money. I'm not going to do it. Okay. Which could affect my credit score faster, lower my credit card utilization, or paying a collection. If y'all pay a collection, y'all, all they're going to do is report it as paid. That's not going to make your credit score go up. When a collection hits your credit report, y'all, the damage is done immediately. Once they hit your credit report, you have a new collection or a credit report, your credit score is going to go down. Paying that collection is not going to make your credit score go up. That's why I tell people paying down your credit cards, which utilization is 30% of your credit score, can actually make your credit score go up. So that's really the top thing that I think a lot of y'all should be doing, putting y'all money towards paying down these credit cards. That's what I would do. If all of my credit cards is maxed out, which one should I pay first? So if your credit cards is maxed out, you're trying to figure out which one you should pay first. It's two different routes to me that you all can go. Okay. First, I'm only thinking about if it's maxed out and it's actually open. Okay. I'm thinking about open credit cards too. If it's closed, or sometimes y'all have maxed out charge offs, y'all worry about that. They already closed. I'm not thinking about those. Okay. But if it's maxed out, which ones you should pay first? It depends on if you're trying to get your credit score to go up, or if you're just trying to get your credit cards paid off. Which one are you trying to do? Do you care a lot about your credit score because you want to actually apply for something? If you care about your credit score, you want your credit score to go up fast, pay the credit card that's going to report the soonest. The credit card that's going to be due The soonest. That's the one you should pay first. Okay, you can put as much as you can on that. It's gonna bring down your overall utilization, which should make your credit score go up. So technically, today is the 13th. Y'all may be watching at different times, but today is the 13th. So I may look at my credit cards. I may be like, okay, I got a credit card that was due on the 9th. I'm like, okay, they already reported to the credit bureau. I'm gonna leave that one alone. I also have a credit card that's due on the 19th. I have a credit card that's due on the 25th. Even if the one on the 25th is actually a lower amount that's due than the one that's on the 19th, I'm still going to pay the one on the 19th because that one is going to report the soonest. Okay. So if it's maxed out, you want your credit score to go up the fastest, then report the one that's going to report then pay the one that's going to report the soonest. If y'all care about just overall debt, you're paying down credit cards, y'all can do the snowball method or the avalanche method. Then y'all can say, okay, let me pay the lowest one first. Let me put all I can on on the minimum payments. Then I'll put all the rest of the money on the lowest balance, and then you can snowball it to the other ones, or you can do the avalanche, the one that got the highest interest rate. Okay. But to me, a lot of people, they thinking about their credit score, they want to apply for something. That's when I tell people, go ahead and put that money on whichever one is going to report the soonest. If they already reported, y'all, don't be putting your money on them, because once they report that one time, once a month, they're not going to report again to the next month. You're going to be wondering, oh my gosh, I put all my money on this credit card. Y'all got to wait a whole month to see our credit score actually go up. Okay. Thank you so much, Don. Should I put the entire $1,000 towards one credit card or spread it across several credit cards? So, y'all, when I'm thinking, I only right now talk about just increasing your credit score. So let's just stay on that topic, okay? We're gonna talk about only increasing your credit score. If y'all trying to pay off debt, that's a whole different discussion. Like, there's really a different discussion. I'm going to go more into debt and stuff like that really starting next month. Y'all getting the inside. I'm going to talk more about tackling debt next month. Let's just talk about just getting your credit score up. So if you got $1,000, should you put it towards that one credit card or spread it across several? I would really just put it on that one credit card. I have found a lot of success with people and trying to when you're trying to increase your credit score, with just paying the one that's going to report the soonest, because your overall utilization is going to be better. Like, say if you got a $750 balance, for example, let's just talk about the people that don't have huge balances. You got a $750 balance, plus you got $1,000 balance, you got another $500 balance. Whichever one is going to report the soonest, if you pay that one go down to $0. Pay the 750 one, for example, and then you put in there another 250 on the next one that's going to report like 1,000 for the balance of $1,000. um your 751 would now be at zero. And then as soon as they report, your credit score should go up. Plus, you put an extra 250 on that $1,000 balance, and now that one down to 750, your credit score should go up some more. Then also, so I would just put it towards the one that's going to report the soonest. Okay. Somebody said, how do you calculate utilization? This is how I calculate utilization. I add up all of my balances on my credit cards, and then I add up also all of my credit limits. Once I add both of these up, I make sure that I do whatever my balance is divided by my credit limit. Okay. And y'all stop trying to calculate stuff too. Y'all doing too much trying to calculate stuff. I look on Credit Karma. Credit Karma gonna tell me my utilization. Plus, I got like a special tracker that I use, and people that get a copy of the books, um, y'all should have access to that tracker. But it's a tracker that I just plug in all my credit cards, all my balances, all my limits, and they tell me what my utilization is. And then I can play with the numbers and say, okay, what if I bring my balance down to this? What will my utilization be? What will my overall utilization be? But y'all can calculate it the old school way, adding up all your balances, adding up all your limits, and then dividing your balance divided by your limits. But I like to just look on Credit Karma. Credit Karma gonna tell me it's gonna tell me what my utilization is all together. Plus, once I click on utilization, after I get into TransUnion or Equifax, they're going to actually tell me my utilization on each individual credit card. Is free. It'll tell you what it is. I just like to do that. Or I'll be inside of my tracker. Either or, it don't matter, but I'm not gonna do the hand way I just told y'all. But if you want to know how to do it, I show you do it. Should I focus on getting every credit card below 30%? Sometimes if you have a lot of high balances on your credit cards, maybe you have credit cards as like a 90% utilization, you got one at 70, one at 40%. Maybe you do want to have a goal of saying, hey, let me just get everything down to 30%. Because I tell people to get it down to 10% or less. 5% gonna be even better. But maybe you just have so many high balances. Maybe the first thing that you need to try to do is just get it down to the 30%. Some of y'all need to just focus on getting your 90%, 100% utilization down to 70%. all of them. Then you can say, okay, I got them all down to 70. Let me get them to 60. Let me get them to 50. Y'all can just do it that way. Okay. But utilization is going to be huge for your credit score. Okay. Is getting below 10% even better? Of course. 10% utilization gonna be even better, but better than that is 5%. And that's where my target is at. I want my overall utilization to be at 5% or less. That's where I see my credit score is the best. Before I apply for anything, y'all, I make sure my utilization is down. Because I already know my credit score is going to be even better. That means that they may approve me for more and I may get better terms depending on what I apply for. Okay. If one card is at 90% and another one is at 40%, which one should I attack first? If we're talking about just getting your credit score up, it don't matter. Put your money, all the money that you wanted to put on any credit cards, put that on the one that's going to report the soonest because it all matters on when they're going to report, you know. So if you want to put your money on a credit card that just reported 5 days ago, you're going to have to wait about 25 or 26 days to see your credit score go up compared to if you could put all the money you can put on one that's going to report in 5 days. In about 5 days, you'll see your credit score go up. So I always tell people put their money on the one that's going to report the soonest. Okay. Now let me say this too, because that is kind of just something I just thought about. This came to my mind. If y'all have some of them store credit cards though, say if y'all really didn't have the money to just y'all want to continue to use y'all credit cards, but y'all just playing with y'all utilization now where y'all getting it down, but maybe y'all use y'all credit card again. Maybe you don't want to put all your money on a store credit card. Maybe you want to make sure it is a Visa or MasterCard so you can be able to use that card again, just in case y'all need to. Because I just remember being like that, where it's like I can pay it and let it report a lower balance, but after they report, I need to use this again. So just make sure if you are putting it on like a Visa or a MasterCard so that when you can use it again, the money will be available, you know. What if $1,000 isn't enough to completely pay off any of my credit cards? Well, this was just a like a title of my video. You know, if you got $1,000, are you putting that on a credit card or a collection? And put as much as you can on the credit card. Some people ain't got $1,000. Y'all can start off, especially if y'all know y'all trying to work on y'all utilization and debt, paying off debt. Don't matter. Y'all can just start off putting an extra $100 on it. It don't matter. Start with whatever y'all got and just put it on there. Okay. And if it don't completely pay it off, that means get some more money and put the money that you get on there. That's what that means. Okay. Because I thought about that when paying off my student loans. Like when I was trying to rush to pay off certain student loans, and I'm like, girl, if you don't have the money right now, that's fine. Like, what is that rush? You know. So say if I had a student loan with a $1,500 balance, and I'm like, dang, I'm only gonna put 750 on here. I'm gonna put 600 on here, but I wanted to have it completely paid off. Why can't I just put what I can on it right now? All right, so that the money is gone, you don't spend it on anything else, and then come back and pay more on it. But say if y'all doing this with y'all credit cards, y'all can put whatever y'all can put on it right now. Say that $1,000. If that's not enough, let them report that. Your credit score still should go up. And then the next time you do get more money, then put that additional money on whatever credit card is going to report next. Okay. But don't get to the point because I used to be like this too, where it's like, this is not going to be enough to cover it. I'm not going to pay anything. Girl, if you don't just put, or boy, if you just don't put whatever you can on that, just so you can go ahead and get it started, it's just getting started. And then sometimes too, if I was like, oh, I didn't want to put the money on this, I didn't want to put the money on that, I'm gonna go spend the money on something else. And now I ain't put nothing on anything. So like now I'm really behind. So just whatever you got, put it on it. That's it. If $1,000 not enough, get you some more money and put more money on it next time when you get the additional money. Can lower a maxed out credit card help even if I don't pay it off completely? Yes. Having a maxed out credit card, especially if it's reporting over the limit maxed out, not just oh I'm at 98%. No, if you at 101% because it was maxed out and then they end up putting your interest on there too. So now you over the limit, that's going to lower your credit score even more. So lowering that balance can help you so much. Yes, even if you don't completely pay it off, just getting it from the point where it is for real maxed out over the limit, it's going to help so much. So yes, should I pay a collection just because the collector offer me a settlement? You know, y'all have to understand that when it comes out to these collection companies, their whole thing is to offer y'all a settlement. They ain't pay that much money for the debt. Imagine this: you got $1,000 debt. What if they paid $100 for it? Now they coming to you for $1,000, okay? And then that's how much that's how much the original module was, $1,000. They paid $100. Of course they'll say, oh, go ahead and pay 500. They still up $400. So of course they'll be able to drop the price on it. That's their whole game. That's their whole scheme. But my thing is, No, 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 you're gonna give me some money. I'm finna sue you. That's my whole thing when it comes down to these collection companies. They ain't got the correct documents anyway. They just trying to find some fools that's gonna go ahead and pay them, basically. Okay, the people that was scared that get the collection cards, like, oh my gosh, I gotta go ahead and pay. The people that may get a collection on their credit report, they get scared, so they go ahead and pay. The people that need to buy a house very soon and they find out they can't have more than $2,000 in collections, so they want to go ahead and pay. Those are the people that they're looking for. Okay, a lot of y'all not gonna pay. Y'all, a lot of y'all gonna be a loss, so they're gonna go ahead and just try to recoup some of their money, and they're gonna sell you to a new collection company. But if they can try to get you to settle and they ain't pay that much anyway, it's still a win for them. So I don't care what they try to settle for. If you're not settling to the point where you're giving me money, it's a no deal. It's a no deal for me. Like it is. What should I check before paying a collection? Before paying a collection, y'all have to see if they even own the debt, and if they even have the documents to show you that. All right, and y'all need to see if that balance is even correct. And guess what? They not even gonna have the documents to show that the balance is correct. Y'all have to understand that this debt from a collection company came from an original creditor, the company that you really did owe. And guess what? They did all of the accounts, so you don't even know if that balance is correct that came from the original creditor. But you need to track all of this stuff first. Okay, you need to know how old the debt is. We have something called the statute of limitations where they only got a certain amount of time to sue us. So if they outside the statute of limitation, they can't sue you. Like, why are you trying to rush to pay it? You need to be rushing to get this thing deleted from your credit reports. So those are a few things you can look for. I do have my books down below. I'm not just trying to plug it, but I have a free course to come along with it that has an actual document. Please, y'all, send them a debt validation letter. Send them the document, okay? A lot of times, collection companies will run once they get that letter, or they won't send you the correct information. They probably just gonna send you one little statement. That statement is not good enough. They could have got that out the garbage. If we're gonna be honest, some of y'all just throwing y'all mail in the garbage. Anybody could have gave you that. All right, that don't mean that you actually owe this collection company that you never even heard of any money. Y'all don't know where this stuff come from or where it came from. All right. So they gonna probably send you that one statement. You gonna be like, okay, I got them. They ain't really got no documents. I asked for so much, they couldn't even provide it. Then you could just go from there. But my thing is sue them, just sue them. Ask them for the documents. If they can't produce it, they want to continue having a credit report. They want to continue to harass you by calling you, texting you, emailing you, sending you letters. I will sue. Okay. How do I know whether collection is reporting accurately? I was just thinking about something where they was like, "How do you know if I was just watching a video. They was like, "How do you know if a man is lying?" And she was like, "If his mouth is moving." I'm gonna use that for a collection, y'all. If it's a collection, like I just automatically know what collection. You do not have the documents. I don't care. I've seen it so many times, and I know it's like you don't know that. Y'all, these collection companies really do not have the documents. They buy so much debt in bulk that it's like they never get the complete file. Only time they try to get the complete file too is maybe if you sue. All right. I had somebody actually went to court too for one of the things, one of the debts. They actually went to court for it, and guess what? They was like, they tried to do a settlement with them, and they was like, hey, I don't have your file in front of me. I don't have any documents, but I'm settling with everybody that's here in court. How am I gonna settle with you? You ain't got no documents on me. Like they don't have the documents. If you're smart, you can be like, hold on, how you gonna tell me, how much I'm gonna pay, and you don't even have the document. So I just, y'all, when I see collection, I know they're not reporting accurately. And another big thing too, I know the mouth is moving thing is like funny or whatever to me, but like for real, if y'all look at your credit report, look at the last date of activity. See if that date is before the date open. If that date is not before the date open, you know that they're re-aging your debt. Your last date of activity is the first day that you stopped paying on the account, you became delinquent, or the last time you made a payment. The first day that you became delinquent, that's the first time where when you actually didn't pay it, they marked you 30 days late. That could have been 2 years ago. So why is it after the date that the collection company said that you opened this debt with them? All right. So that's already a red flag. And the other one is the last time that you made a payment. Some of y'all, when y'all stop paying y'all credit card, it was 2 years ago. So it's no way that this date should be after the date open. All right. So that's something seriously that y'all should look at. But for real, these collection companies, when I see collection company, I'm automatically thinking stranger danger. You ain't got no documents. Like, what we finna do now? Okay. Y'all finna delete it or I'm finna sue you. That's what I'm thinking. What if the collection balance is different on Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion? To me, that's a reason to sue them. That's a reason to sue them. For one thing, y'all don't even know what the real balance is. None of y'all are doing accounting. I don't even do accounting on mine, if I'm gonna be honest. I know what charges I did, but did I go in and actually calculate with everything? Did I go in and look at any type of fees or anything that come down to these credit card companies? A lot of people don't look at that. They look at, okay, do you, well, how much you say I owe? How much is my balance? That's what really happens. So now a collection company got it. You don't know what the real balance is. And now you got it different on all three credit bureaus. That's just to me a reason to sue them. What if I don't recognize a collection at all? If you don't recognize a collection at all, you probably should just like tell them it's identity theft. Like whose stuff is it? It's not yours. It has to be some type of form of identity theft. So I would do identity theft, and I have identity theft book. If y'all need identity theft, I have a book there. It come with a free course. So I had the letters. Usually when you send these letters into the credit bureaus, make sure you have the FTC report. And then also have a police report. Y'all they supposed to delete that stuff in 5 days. I don't even like to talk about identity theft. It's just too easy. Like people be doing identity theft and they ain't even got identity theft getting stuff deleted. So I don't want to talk about it too much for somebody that really got identity theft, like what we sitting here talking about. Send them letters in with the FTC report and the police report and get that stuff deleted in 5 days. Do not overthink the process. The ball is in your court for real. Okay. Should I request validation before deciding whether to pay a collection? We need to stop thinking about it. Like we really need to stop thinking about the thought of paying these collections, like for real. I was just talking to my daughter and I was like, with the court systems, as much as people like, oh, you innocent until proven guilty, like you're really guilty until you're proven innocent. And just how I'm looking at it. Like that's to me, that's how I look at it. Like it's no way because you still gotta fight your way out of it. They cannot have all the proof and they can still try to win. They can still win. They ain't even try. They can still win. So like y'all should always request validation. Like these companies, it's just a game. They want you to not show up in court so they can get a default judgment. They hope that you don't come. And when you come, they automatically think you're going to set up a payment plan. Okay. So I will always do that validation. I will always sue them, especially after I had that person that was getting sued by a collection company. Cause I kept telling y'all on here, I was like, hey, listen, if y'all getting sued by a collection company, please let me know. I told y'all on here months ago, if y'all getting sued, let me know. Because what I want to do is I want to go through the process and do what I told y'all should do is turn around and sue them. I actually did it with somebody. I actually did it. They turned around and sued y'all. That collection company gave them some money from suing them. They said, "Hey, that money we were suing you for, you no longer owe it." Okay, and that was a few $1,000s. Okay, that just you was trying to get a few $1,000s from me. Now you ain't trying to get it. Okay, it was more than a few, depending on what y'all think a few is. Okay, it was more than a few. It was a nice amount of money. And guess what, y'all? They deleted from the credit report. So now I'm like, I'm not ever like after this, you sue me, you know, I already know what to do now. I'm not gonna think about paying a collection company. And thank you so much too for the compliment. Thank you so much. And what happens if a collection or what a collector validates the debt? What happens if they do? I never seen it. I never seen them actually validate the debt correctly. I never seen it. Okay, I just never seen it. So I don't know. Like show me the correct validation. Show me all of the stuff that they provided. Okay. And then two, say if they do validate the debt and they did in terms of, oh, the debt is yours. Okay, what about the incorrect reporting on a credit report? I'm gonna sue you because of that. Then the credit report is incorrect. I can't get approved for anything. I'm suing. So now I'm gonna tie the credit bureaus into this. I'm gonna be suing the credit bureaus now. Okay. Did you even send me this stuff in a timely manner? Like, well, all of this stuff it's not just, oh, they got the correct documents. Okay. Are they responding to you in a timely manner? Um, Also look at the reporting. What is actually reporting? They can actually the debt could be valid. Like, okay, you can actually owe them the money, but like, are you reporting it correctly too? Because what you giving me is not what you're telling the credit bureaus. All right, the dates and stuff just do not add up, especially if you compare all three credit bureaus. So I would look at all of that. Does paying a collection automatically remove it from credit reports? No, it do not. Only time, and it's nothing automatic too. Let me just say there's nothing automatic. I don't even want to say only time it's going to be automatic. Only time you can think is going to be something like automatic is if you do like a pay for deletion where you tell them, hey, listen, I'm going to pay this money. We both agree that once I pay this, you're going to delete it. That's the only automatic thing I can think about. Other than that, y'all paying a collection, they're going to mark it as pay. Your credit score going to still be wherever it's at. All right. You got to get that thing deleted completely. Okay. Does paying a collection guarantee my credit score will increase? Like I said, if you pay it, all it's going to do is just mark it as paid. They just gonna mark it as paid. Like that's it. Unless you're you have an agreement that they're going to go ahead and delete it. And that's why I like suing, because if you sue, you can put in the contract, hey, listen, you'll never sell this to another company. You're going to delete it from my credit reports. You're never going to report this again. I never want to see this again. I don't want to have to deal with this again. It's gonna be over with, and I'm not paying you. Some people are doing like pay for deletion. I'm not finna pay you. You finna pay me though, and this is the amount we're gonna agree upon. That's why I really love suing. All right. Should I ask about pay for deletion before paying a collection? If you need to pay, I had a client that was like, I got about his house, something going on with his house. It's a house that my family is living in, is going into foreclosure. The landlord said I can buy it from them. They're rushing to buy that house, but when you're trying to get a mortgage, you can't have more than $2,000 in collection. So in that case, I said, okay, well, at least if you're gonna pay it, at least get a discount on it, do a pay for deletion, or you know what I mean? And in that case, that's when I would definitely do a pay for deletion. But no matter what, y'all, if y'all gonna pay a collection, just because y'all scary, just say y'all scary, because it's just reality. So if y'all scared, y'all like, you like, Keita, I ain't even sue. I just need to get this collection taken care of. Or you like, I spent the money, I want to just take care of it the right way, or whatever. I hear that too. It's like, all right, if you think this is the right way, that's fine. If this is what you think, still ask for them to delete it if you're going to pay it. Period. You can always ask and you shall receive. If y'all don't ask, closed mouth will not get fed. It's nothing to ask for. That's kind of like if you at the store, if they got a special discount, why not get it? Put your phone number in. It's like that kind of thing. Like, this is on sale. You just put your phone number in and get the extra discount. Oh no, I don't want the extra discount. It's like that. Ask. Like, hey, can you delete it? Hey, can I pay instead of $1,000? Say if it's $1,000, hey, I don't have that much money. Can I pay $600? Oh, you can't accept $600. Well, what can you accept? It's one of those kind of things. Oh, you can accept 700. You can save $300. Y'all have to negotiate. They negotiated anyway, get this debt for cheap to even come after you, ask you for the money. So just make sure that you all are negotiating. Does a collection company have to agree to delete an account after payment? Let me read that one more time. Does a collection company have to agree to delete an account? They don't have to agree, but y'all can come up with an agreement together. They don't have to, though. Some companies said that they're not going to delete a collection. Some charge offs. So if you got charge offs, they like, we don't delete at all. Some companies say that. You got late payments on a company, we don't remove late payments, period. So now you going to the credit bureaus, asking credit bureaus to remove it. They don't have to. They don't have to do anything. Same way you ain't have to pay them. It is, you know what I mean? They don't have to do anything. All right. If I settle a collection for less than a full balance, what should I get in writing first? I don't do I hear so much stuff like with people like, oh, get it in writing, y'all. And it was the time too where I did like a settlement years ago with portfolio recovery. And they would not give me the thing in writing, and I kept hearing, "Get it in writing before you do it," and da 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 da. They refused to do it. So I'm like, dude, you know what? Y'all say y'all gonna delete it, y'all gonna delete it. But now I realize this, y'all, because dealing with these collection companies, they record every phone call, and we got the little thing on our iPhone too, where we can record too. Verbal agreements. I'm not trying to be a lawyer. I'm not trying to give you legal advice, but they could be used in court. They could possibly be used in court. Like seriously, hey, I'm going to record this. I know that you're saying that you cannot give me the document. I'm just going to record this. I know that you're recording on your end. I'm going to record too, just to make sure that we're on the same page. So we both agree that when I pay the company, say if it is portfolio recovery, I pay the portfolio recovery, the $632.42 that you guys are going to delete it from my credit reports. Is that correct? Okay, yes. And then I just want to confirm you do work for portfolio recovery. What is your name? Okay, perfect. And this is portfolio recovery, correct? Can you just repeat your phone number just so we can have it on this? And then that's it to me. I'll be like, okay, that's the end of the call. Just to make sure that you can cover your own tail, like if you care about it. But they're not going to give you no document a lot of times. So I just don't care about that no more. And I guess what I'm not gonna have that conversation no more anyway to even care. Like, because usually the way I say to do it when you're still going back and forth, all of that stuff in the email anyway. It's going to be in the email where they said that they're going to pay this. They said that you're going to delete this. And then you got an actual contract that's going to come later that you're going to sign. So I wouldn't even care. This is, you want something in writing, sue them. How about that? If you want something in writing, sue them, because you're going to have it in writing, all right? Because they want to make sure that the courts know that they need to leave them alone, because now they're scared. They got to answer to the courts if they do anything wrong. So if you really want something in writing to me, sue them. Okay. I paid my charge off to zero balance in 2021, and it's only on my Experian credit report. Even with the charge off, my credit score is 791. And there you go. And there you go. That right there is a charge off. So you did once have history with them. It's not like a collection. So you still gonna have a history. That history is still gonna be there as like an older account on there. And I tell people too, even if you were to have certain accounts, I've seen people with like a bankruptcy on their credit report, still credit score high. They just could not get it deleted. I'm just gonna wait it on that. I'm not gonna play games with this. I'm just gonna leave it here. The goal is this, and Calvin vouch for this. You had that charge off, but that didn't mean you didn't stop like having other accounts, other positive accounts that you were paying on now that's now getting old. Some people have accounts like that and then they stop building up their credit. They like, oh, I don't need anything else. No, you build additional credit outside of that. You get what I'm saying? Like some people, like the person with the bankruptcy, okay, well, they had a bankruptcy, but guess what? They got some new credit cards. They paid on those credit cards for 5 years now. Their credit score is, of course, going to be high now. Some people think that, oh, I'm just go ahead and pay it and that's gonna be cool and my credit gonna be good. Like, no, you have to build your credit more even after that. Okay. You have to build your credit more even after that. But definitely vouch for that. Like you hear that, like, okay, good. Your credit score is 791, but like you have built additional credit. That's just not the only thing that was ever on your credit report. You have additional credit that you've been paying on. And your utilization probably really good too. It got to be good if your credit score is 791. What if I have perfect payment history, but my credit cards are maxed out? It's good to me. Guess why? Because utilization is so easy to fix. You know why? Because all you got to do is pay it. All you got to do is pay off your credit cards. You ain't got nothing where you trying to remove late payments. You're not trying to do no goodwill letters. You're not trying to do no dispute letters. All you got to do is pay down your credit cards. Take the time, learn about paying down debt. Okay, and actually do it. Actually do it. If you got to get a second job, get a second job, but pay down your debt. That's what you're going to have to do. Okay, so to me, that's not bad. You got maxed out credit cards, but you ain't got any late payments. Start paying down your debts and make sure that you don't run into a late payment because now you got maxed out credit cards. No matter what, pay that minimum balance, but start paying down them credit cards so you can stop having, maxed out credit cards and your utilization can come down. What if my utilization is already low, but I have 3 collections? Well, that's the opposite then. That person got the opposite now. If your utilization is already low, but you got 3 collections, you need to work on removing your collections. See, that's the opposite. Somebody ain't got no collection, but got utilization problems. Okay, fix your utilization. Somebody with collections, but ain't got no utilization problems. Okay, well, fix the collection. Like, that's what you have to do. Fix whatever your problem is. Everybody got different problems. It's really like that. When I look at credit reports, that's why some of y'all listen to certain things, and I'll be like, dude, if y'all really don't know what's going on with your credit, look at my Raise Your Credit Score at 100 points in 30 days. That book is so inexpensive. If I can just tell you one thing to do, and your credit score can even go up 20, 30, 40, 50, or even 100 points like I wanted to do in the 30 days, you're winning. Like, what is the problem? It could be something simple that you don't think, but I say, hey, do every single thing in here. If I say you need 4 credit cards, see if that's your problem. It's some of y'all don't have any credit cards, wondering why your credit score is still in the 500s and you got everything deleted. I had that happen plenty of times. You don't have no new credit cards vouching. You're not doing anything with your utilization. That's 30% of your credit score. You ain't got no credit cards. So, like, figure out what your problem is. And we go over, I think, with the Raise Your Credit Score 100 points in 30 days. It's 30 days of things you can do, but like the last 3 days is like non-existent in a way. So it's probably 26 things that you can do to increase your credit score. Do all of them. See if it mattered to you. I talk about refinancing your vehicle. If you refinance your vehicle, that can help you out a lot. You know why? Because now hopefully you'll have a lower payment. And if you had a lower payment, you could put more money on your credit cards. You can put more money. Say if you was used to paying $500 on your card, but you end up getting that thing down to $300, continue to put the $500 on that card and pay it off even faster. Or you could take that additional $200 and start paying off your credit cards. Okay, I tell y'all, hey, remove some late payments. Miss Removal late payment, your credit score may go up 40 points, you know, and you get the free like dispute letters and stuff to come along with that. Figure out what your problem is and go with that. So many people look at everybody else's problem like, oh, well, that's maybe my problem, or maybe this, maybe that. Like, figure out what your problem is and fix it. So, Grand Rising, thanks for the information. You're very, very welcome, Sheila. I work around the charge off with other positive accounts. My utilization is 3 to 5% on all my credit cards. Exactly. That's the key. That is the key. You want to work on getting whatever bad stuff you can get off of there, but God forbid that stuff gonna just stay on there. Like collections, though, like I don't care. Collection gotta go. I do not care. But like charge off, you like, hey, I worked around it. And I just said that you probably got low utilization, 3 to 5% utilization. That's good. That's why your credit score went up like that still. Okay. And you worked around it. You got other positive accounts. N- Now you look good. That's what it is. Now you look good. But when it comes down to collections, all them collections got to go. That charge off, we can get them a pass, but like trust me. I even seen people too file for bankruptcy. They still got the accounts on there that was included in bankruptcy. They even still got the bankruptcy on there, y'all, but they got positive accounts within 3 months of filing bankruptcies. They back in the 700s, and they was just in the 400s. They back in the 700s. They still got the bankruptcy on their credit report. They still got the negative accounts. So imagine what happens when a bankruptcy is off. They're going to be up there. They still went to the 700s, y'all. Y'all have to add new positive accounts on. That's going to be key. You got to show, okay, I messed up before, but I'm doing better now. I'm doing better now. That's it. If you just messed up and you never start showing them you can do better, that's when your credit score is going to stay low. Okay. Should I keep some of the $1,000 as emergency savings instead of putting it all towards the debt? That's on you. That's on you. I I'm a woman, and I don't know if I should even just say if that's what it is, but I like security. I need to have some money put it to the side no matter what. No matter how broke I ever been in my life, I need to have some type of money put to the side. I don't care what it is. Like, so if you're like that, yeah, put some of that money to the side, but you need to, like you said, you want to put it all towards your debt. You need to have additional income coming in to pay off this additional debt. And when you say, "Oh, I'm gonna," because I hear this all the time, "I'm gonna get that additional job." When you get your first check from that additional job, and you say you're gonna put all this on your debt, put it all on the debt. Put it all on the debt. And then if you're not gonna put it on all on the debt, and you got a very low interest rate, then maybe you can invest it. Maybe you can say, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna contribute I'm gonna do the match at my job or something because I'm gonna get better return. I'm just gonna make sure that I'm putting it into the ETFs or something like that. Or maybe you can say, hey, I haven't been putting money into my IRA. My debt is very low, like student loans. My debt is very low. Let me max out my IRA first. Then once I max out everything I can max out, then I'll go ahead and pay it off. But like I want to have some type of security, okay? But I really do. But if you say you're gonna have additional money you're gonna put towards your debt, put it towards your debt because you could have that $1,000 just saved and like what are you doing? You still stuck, like you still got this debt. So make sure you're bringing in extra income. What if I only have $500 instead of $1,000? Should the strategy change? You know, I've been learning just overall like estate planning, and I've been learning just overall just finances. I told y'all that I don't know. I've been trying to figure out me personally. I'm just talking about with me personally. I've been trying to figure out the sweetest spot when it came down to me, my kids, my finances, and just making sure that I'm going to be a millionaire. Like let's be real. I've been trying to figure that out, and I just work around what I have found out. Period. But it's certain things that I have to have set up. So we talking about I only got a $500 and I don't have $1,000. What would the strategy change? Okay, but we got a bigger picture based off of people's situation. This little video I'm doing right now talking about $1,000, should you put that on a credit card or should you put that on the collection? The whole overall video is just y'all looking to not paying these collections, get these collections to pay you. Like get a check from the collection company, learn how to sue. All right, learn how to sue, put that money on your credit card debt, period. That's what this whole conversation is about. But y'all gonna have to figure out what the overall strategy is for y'all life. Like seriously, figure out what your goal is gonna be and just go there. Like I have been reading so much and I've been helping so many different people and I've been just helping myself and setting up certain things for me and my family. So this is not an overall strategy, but It's just the point of you got $1,000. Should you pay the collection or if you should put this money um on your credit card. So the strategy could sure enough change. It can be a different strategy. It really could be a different strategy that you need to do. But I told you I was going to start talking more about this. I was going to start talking more about investing. So right now we're just talking about credit and increasing your credit score. That's all we're talking about. Because right now that's the only angle I'm coming at. And like, let's get your credit score to the 700s. All the other stuff y'all don't care about. Okay. Like that's not what I'm here for. You get what I'm saying? Now, when I start getting into, oh, just make sure you're maxing this out, make sure you're maxing that out. Did you know you got a business? You know you can write this off. You know you can even put this in the. Then we'll be talking. Then it'll be a different strategy altogether, you know. But right now we just talk about you got $1,000. Even if you have $500, okay, don't be putting that $500 on that credit card. I mean, on that collection. You should put that on your credit card. You need to sue the collection company if it was me. That's what this is. So let me make sure I'm clear with that. Julia, that thing that I printed out, you hear me? That is for somebody that wants the sue and to win book. That's their shipping. Can you wrap it up for me and just put it so that it can get shipped out? I just seen it. I got that and I just automatically just printed it out. It's the Sewing to Win book. So just look at it, make sure that they had access to the course. Like you give them the correct book basically. All right, thank you. Make sure the information is inside the book. What information do I need from my credit report before deciding where my $1,000 should go? See, now I'm thinking this is going deeper. Like, you know, this whole video is about this, y'all. Should you put the $1,000 on a collection or if you should pay off your credit cards? Whichever credit, if we think about the credit score going up, whichever credit card is going to report the soonest, that's where you put your money at. We only think about the credit score going up. We not gonna pay no collection, okay? Y'all need trying to figure out how to sue the collection. I talk so much about suing. Um, we're probably going to talk about it again in a few days. I am going to do like the raise your credit score 100 points in 30 days with y'all. That's day number 17. So September 17th for sure, I will be talking about suing. Like we're going to be talking all about suing, but like put the money on your credit card and whichever one reports the soonest. Okay, if you have my see, here we go again. If you have my exact credit situation and $1,000 today, what would you look at first before spending a dollar? If I had $1,000, I'll be putting money on sending disputes out first. I'll be trying to get that stuff deleted. So this gonna be like what, $6 or something to do $6 and something to do some certified letters. I know I gotta send out three of those, so that's about $20. That's going right there, you know. And then I would be figuring out which one of my credit cards gonna report the soonest, and I'll be putting that money on that, and I'll be making sure I got more income coming in because $1,000 based off of how I be spending on my credit cards ain't gonna get me anywhere. So I'll be trying to get more income in so I can eventually pay more on my credit cards, and as I get additional money, I'll be figuring out where I am within the month like, cause maybe I got $1,000 now on 13th, you know, I only got 980 now because I spent $20 on certified receipts. If we don't use this example, I'll put that money on whatever credit card gonna report the soonest, but maybe it's 2 weeks later. Maybe I was thinking about paying another credit card, but now they already reported. I'll be figuring out what's gonna report next because I got additional $500 and I want to put it on that one. I'll be going day by day. But as I get money, I'll be figuring out where I'm at and I'll be paying down that credit card just because I want to see my credit score go up faster. That's what I will be doing. All right. But this, like I said, I'm gonna talk more about other things, but like don't pay the collection company. That's what this video is about, y'all. Don't be paying these collection companies. Seriously. Okay. Don't be paying them. It's best to pay down your credit card as fast as possible and then a loan first. Yeah, for sure. And then you got to think about it when you do have a loan anyway, you ain't gonna have no interest rate like these credit card companies charge interest. These credit card company interest rate, like what, 29% a lot of times in a 20s period. It don't even matter, so those definitely should be paid down. And you're gonna see your credit score go up the fastest. And if you get the credit card balance down, your credit score go up the fastest, you can start refinancing out certain loans. As you pay down certain credit cards, you can start getting 0% APR credit cards. You could transfer the balance now, some of your credit cards. Paying down your credit cards, since utilization can hurt you so much, paying down your credit cards can just help accelerate you faster, if you ask me, because it's going to increase your credit score the fastest. And then once your credit score go up, you're going to have more possibilities. So I hope y'all enjoyed this though, but I appreciate y'all coming here. I appreciate y'all coming here. I'm excited about going live tomorrow. I'm excited about the conversation we had today, but like seriously, y'all, I'm not playing when I talk about don't pay these collection companies. A lot of y'all have not seen, y'all have not gotten a check from these collection companies. So y'all can just be like, okay, she just saying something. She just another person on the internet. Y'all haven't gotten a check. I used to be there, been there, done that, da 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 da. You know, it is what it is. But I have actually helped people get checks from these companies. So now I already know what it is. Can't nobody tell me anything. So it is what it is. Plus, I actually sued two collection companies on my own without a lawyer, like literally on my own, and I have settlements with them. So I don't care what nobody says. I have my mindset and I want to keep it here. And I just want y'all to be in that same mindset. Because that money that y'all think about paying the collection company, y'all can put that on something else. Literally. I don't know. I don't care what it could be, but something else. And then y'all can get to the point where they're actually going to pay you a check. So tomorrow we're going to talk about some credit errors. So I hope I see y'all tomorrow. If y'all have additional questions, I will be back on here. Okay. But I will see you all later on. Y'all have a great day. Bye bye, everybody. Let me close this one out. So when I have TikTok up, y'all, I can't talk about nothing about anything, but y'all can get y'all books here at a discount. And my Sewing to Win book, the one I keep telling y'all about, let me lift this up some. It's up there at the top. Y'all can see that. It's so thin. It's so easy to read. I am so serious, y'all. Stop paying these companies. Like, stop paying these collection companies. Get them to send you the documents. If they don't see the documents, if it was me, I'm going to sue. I'm just not going back and forth with these collection companies. And I know they got the money for it. This is just what it is. They got a whole budget for these situations. So I will see y'all tomorrow, maybe around the same time. Bye bye.